If you want to win some free PSN or Xbox gift cards, all you gotta do is be subscribed to my channel, drop a like on this video, leave a comment down below, and don't forget to turn on notifications. Also, if you guys want to get your hands on some cheap Master Prestige accounts for any Call of Duty games, check out DigiZani. The link will be down in the description, and make sure to use code GOBLIN. Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin, and welcome back to another Call of Duty Black Ops 3 video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about a gun, an SMG, that for whatever reason has not been talked about pretty much at all, at least on my channel and from other YouTuber channels that I follow. This gun is severely underrated. Drop a like on this thing, guys. Let's go for 2,000 likes. I would really appreciate if you guys could smack up 2,000 likes. That would mean the absolute world to me. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I appreciate everyone with the support on yesterday's video, which was about the Vesper. Today, we're going to be talking about the Razorback. Now, the Razorback was a gun that, when the game first came out, it had decent popularity, I guess you could say. But over time, for whatever reason, this gun is just not talked about, not used, or anything like that. And I think the reasoning why is because of how powerful the VMP is, as well as the XMC right now. But there's no reason the Razorback shouldn't be talked about. It is a very strong SMG, and in my opinion, there's only one SMG in this game, Black Ops 3, or at least one out of the normal SMGs in the game, that is very weak, and that would be the Pharaoh, which is kind of ironic because the Pharaoh was the best gun in the game when the game first came out. It was one bursting people, all that sort of stuff. They nerfed that one, and that one's kind of been at the bottom tier of SMGs for a very long time, as well as the Vesper if you're unable to control the recoil. But if you can control the recoil, of course, like I talked about in my video yesterday, that can be one of the best guns in the game. But then it comes down to the Razorback and the Weevil, which kind of get stuck there in the middle, never really get talked about. You know, you kind of feel bad for them because they're that close to being at the top, but they're not bad guns at all. The Weevil, definitely a very strong gun. I've talked about that one a lot lately, and I've been, you know, falling in love with that gun. It's really amazing. And the Razorback shares some of the same qualities with it. This Razorback, I see no reason why more people don't use this thing. Little to no recoil, a pretty reliable gun, and it reminds me a little bit of the Kuda. I'd say maybe the Kuda's a little bit better at range, but the Razorback definitely is a gun that needs to be up there. With the proper class setup, this gun can be executed and can be used quite well, just like any SMG in this game. Like I said, Black Ops 3 has very good gun balance, not because there's not a clear favorite, which would be the VMP or the XMC, but because out of any of the guns you pick, any SMGs, any assault rifles, for the most part, you can do fairly well with it. And let's talk about this Razorback, the best classed up. So, how to use this gun is very similar to the Weevil. The strengths of this gun is that overall it's just a powerhouse. You don't have to really rely on a super good amount of attachments or anything like that to carry this gun like you do with the Vesper. With the Vesper, it's 100%. As much as I love that gun, I talk about it, it can be very effective. With that gun, you need attachments. You need grip. It's unplayable without grip. You need either fast mags or extended mags. With this gun, you don't need any of that, and that's what makes it similar to the Weevil and what makes it sort of an underdog, underrated gun that can be very good with the proper setup. I'm going to give you guys that setup right here. We're going to start off with 2 attachments. By running 2 attachments, it saves us 2 slots, because running that 3rd slot, you have to run that 3rd attachment as well as the wild card for a 3rd attachment. So by using only 1 less attachment, you end up saving 2 slots in the Pick 10 system. The 2 attachments that I choose to use are fast mags and quick draw. Fast mags is not required, but because you only have 30 bullets, I think you might as well run fast mags. It just is feels a lot better than extended mags for myself. And in my personal opinion, you don't need grip, you don't need long barrel, rapid fire. Those things can be helpful, but the 2nd attachment is going to be quick draw, and that's just because the gun doesn't have much recoil. Grip I like to use on certain SMGs, but I found that these SMGs where you can get away without using grip are sort of the ones that you can make a awesome class setup around. So those are the attachments, fast mags as well as quick draw, just to speed up and use this gun as sort of that rushing, strafing gun. Now, as far as my perks, I like to deck this thing out in perks, and the perk setup that is made for this one is for your rushing objective play. I guess that's how you could put it. Some of the perks are for rushing, some of them are for objective play. For my first perk, I actually have 2 first perks. I'm going to have Flak Jacket. That goes, I guess it goes kind of into rushing and objective play. Flak Jacket will definitely save your ass on an SMG class. You only know how good Flak Jacket is when you stop using Flak Jacket and you get blown up by like a trip mine or a random Semtex or grenade or C4. That's when you'll realize, holy crap, I wish I had Flak Jacket on. So it's one of those perks that when you have it on, you don't realize how effective it is, but when you take it off, you're going to notice that you're missing it. That's why I love to use it whenever I have a open slot. Second one is is going to be Afterburner. I need to jump around with this gun. You're going to need to outplay people because it doesn't have that instant melt. It's more of your average overall SMG, and that's why, you know, you're going to need to have good movement with this thing. Afterburner definitely is very helpful. Where this gun does the best, I would say, is not at super close ranges, because it will get destroyed by, you know, XMC Vesper, VMP at that area. Not at super long ranges either, because then you could just use an assault rifle. But where this gun does the best is probably at that range where it's near the end range of SMGs. That's where those guns like the Kuda, the Weevil, the Razorback really do well. Is think about an SMG's range and near the end of that. So a long range for an SMG, which is in reality sort of a medium range, that's where this gun will do its best. As far as my second perks here, I bet you guys can guess this. They're pretty obvious. Number one is going to be fast hands. I want to be able to get my gunny up fast. I say that all the time. Fast hands is just that perk that if you know, you know. And if you don't know, people would just think, well, why do I need to switch guns fast when I don't even have two guns? It's kind of like that toughness perk was in BO2. It's like when you have toughness on, once you try it once, you really can't play without it. That's how toughness worked in BO2, and that's sort of how I feel about fast hands. Before, when the game first came out, I never used fast hands. I was like, why do I need to switch weapons fast? Then you try it out and you realize it's not only for switching weapons fast, it gets your gun up faster after sprinting. And Call of Duty as a gameplay is, everyone knows, it's a lot of sprint, then get your gun up. Sprint, aim down sights around corners. Sprint, aim down sights. Sprint, hip fire. That's how the game works. You want to be moving fast while still ready for gunfights. What is more perfect than fast hands? As far as my third perk, I only have one third perk, but that one is going to be Tac Mask, which goes along the whole line of the objective play rushing sort of thing. Blast Suppressor is awesome. Most people that you're playing in casual matches are just oblivious to the minimap, and you know, one thing that I thought when the game first came out is, oh my god, you're going to ping on the radar every single time. That's going to be ridiculous. However, the ping that shows up is literally just a millisecond, and barely anyone, like more people hear the ping, hear your boost sound, than see the little ping on the radar, and that's why I would definitely recommend running with Tac Mask. Now, where does this gun fit in? That is the real question. Like I've said, it's sort of your mid-range SMG, and that's why I think so many people don't use it, but there's really no reason not to. You can drop nuclears with this thing. I've done it before. You can drop 100 plus gameplays. This gameplay you're watching here is like, these are back-to-back like 90 kill games. Like, this gun is strong, and I definitely think that more people just need to use it and to realize how good it is, because people get stuck into that routine. VMP every single game. You check my kills, I have something like 25 or something thousand kills with the VMP and like 14,000 with the M8, because you get stuck into loving one class setup and using it and using it and using it more. But I had never really seen anyone that loves this Razorback, and that's why I want you guys to let me know in the comment section down below. Do you guys think the Razorback is underrated like I do? Or do you guys think that there's valuable reasons and there's real reasons why people don't use it? I certainly think that in another Call of Duty game where there wasn't so many stacked SMGs, the Razorback could be a best SMG. This thing has very little flaws. I like the sights on it, which is awesome. Some people may not like the sight. I think the sight could do without that little top part of it. That can be a bit distracting. But out of the iron sights on SMGs, pretty much all of them are good in this game. The PPSH probably has one of the worst ones because of the muzzle flash that comes out of that gun when you don't have it silenced or anything like that. So that's one. I mean, I like the sight, but when you shoot it, it can kind of give you some trouble. But I don't see many flaws with this Razorback. I think the fact that it's not used just goes to show how overpowered other SMGs are in this game. In a game that Black Ops 3, I would definitely say Black Ops 3 is dominated by SMGs. If you look at the kill feed, most people use SMGs, but there are still those beast assault rifles. And I think this gun definitely deserves a spot in at least the top couple of SMGs. It definitely outclasses a lot of the DLC guns that people love. The 74U, even the PPSH. I may take the Razorback. I think I definitely take the Razorback over the 74U. Over the PPSH, I'm not sure. But, you know, there's so many guns that get put into this game. And I think that's how World War II is going to be like also, where when it comes out, I remember when Infinite Warfare came out, people were like, wow, there's only this many guns. But then you check the classic weapons and you think about DLC, and in total, there is going to be a boatload of guns coming to the games, and I think that this gun definitely outclasses a lot of those DLC guns, and that's why it deserves a spot in a class setup where everyone should be testing out. It also is available to everyone, which is a huge plus there. So I think everyone test this class setup out, test this gun out, because I find that when I started using the Weevil and started using the Razorback, it brought back those good old memories from the start of BO3, from like January of the year like that it came out, or you know, a couple months after it came out, January, February, when I was absolutely slaying with guns like this. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. If you guys made it to the end, smack that like button. 2,000 likes is the goal, and I 100% recommend giving this gun a try. Also subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers. We have like 721,000 subs now, on that road to 1 million. It's going to be a long road, but I'm going to keep grinding. You know, the rest of this BO3, World War II is coming out, a lot of good stuff on the way, so please subscribe if you guys are new. Thank you guys for watching. Razorback, a gun that I haven't talked about in probably a year at least, or somewhere around there. Definitely is still at a decent point in Black Ops 3. Sub for Cookie and Nutlicky, and I'm out. Peace.